In the past year, words such as NFT metaverse, virtual digital people, digital collections and other words have exploded the whole network, and virtual idols, virtual anchors, virtual endorsements, and virtual hosts have emerged one after another. With the National Development Strategy, the development of virtual digital human has also entered the fast lane and entered the cultural and tourism circle. On July 22, the National Museum welcomed a special new employee, the virtual Homo sapiens I11, born on May 4, 2000, homophonic love. 11 refers to cultural relics culture, expressing love for cultural relics and cultural relics. During the entry, he will become a qualified cultural relic worker gradually through training and work in various cultural relic departments, familiar with the business of the National Museum. On the same day, Yunnan's first virtual human Xion was unveiled at the 2022 China International Tourism Fair. Xion connects Yunnan culture and tourism with the metaverse. Through the combination of virtual and reality, it uses a richer communication and interaction method to spread to the world. Spread Yunnan culture. The integration of virtual technology and the cultural tourism industry has spawned new forms of cultural tourism development such as cloud tourism. Then, as a product of the metaverse, what role does virtual digital human play in the cultural tourism industry? When the cultural tourism industry meets virtual digital people, what kind of sparks will the two spark? Virtual workers, friends across time and space. The continuous development of artificial intelligence technology has made the boundary between virtual and reality more and more blurred, and virtual characters are also active on social platforms such as major brand endorsements and online live broadcasts. Destination spokesperson or city publicity officer, promoting the integration of virtual digital people and the cultural tourism industry. On June 22, Douyin masters Li Weike, Yi Shiqi, Xi and other virtual masters joined hands with the Dali state government to launch the Dali Yuan Universe version of the City Blockbuster, and created the topic Universe version of the City Blockbuster. The topic rushed to the day Douyin topped the hot search list in the same city, and the video had 4.45 billion views. The joint cooperation between virtual experts and the government provides a model and case for virtual digital people to help the transformation of the urban tourism industry, and accelerates the pace of the integration of the cultural tourism industry into the virtual world. It is said that this is not the first time that Li Weike has served as the spokesperson for urban destinations. As a virtual partner, he has made calls for endorsements in Hangzhou, Dali, Tibet and other places. From July 6 to 8, the virtual digital man Li Lu appeared at the 9th annual meeting and the Hainan Free Trade Port Summit of Returnees Innovation and Entrepreneurship, which amazed the audience. It is reported that this is the first virtual digital human in the field of cultural tourism with a government background in China. Through virtual graphics, short videos and virtual live broadcasts, it has vigorously promoted the virtualization of cultural tourism IP, and used virtual technology to spread Chinese stories. Let the world see the new format and new power of China's technology plus cultural tourism in the new era. On July 21, Qingdao's first city recommendation officer digital person Qingdao Xiaoman was officially launched, and met with Qingdao citizens offline as the ambassador of Shannon cultural tourism. Xiaoman is proficient in various languages, and uses his knowledge and ability to serve the urban public. It assumes the role of tourist beacon for Qingdao's digital development, communicates with tourists in real time, solves their doubts, and becomes a virtual travel companion, an intimate friend of Qingdao tourists in many aspects, guiding users to appreciate the rich Qingdao culture and beauty. Food, helping cities better display and spread local culture. On July 27, the virtual digital human Xi became the promotion ambassador of Shanghai cultural tourism. In the future, it will strengthen the diversified interaction between Xi and users through real-time motion capture, virtual live broadcast and our interaction, and other digital technologies. Innovative production and promotion of material cultural heritage and urban cultural content, expanding digital application scenarios, adding new vitality and creating a new atmosphere for Shanghai's digital infrastructure. At present, the virtual digital human on the market can be divided into 2D and 3D according to the character dimension. According to the appearance, it can be divided into cartoon, realistic and other styles, generally divided into two-dimensional type represented by virtual singer Luo Tanyi, virtual assistant the 3D cartoon type represented by Du Xiaoxiao, the 3D high realistic type represented by Zhao Pu, a digital employee of Shanghai Pudong Development Bank, and the real-life image type represented by Xin Zhouhao, the air synthetic anchor of Xinhua News Agency. The continuous development of artificial intelligence technology has made the boundary between virtual and reality more and more blurred, and virtual characters are also active on social platforms such as major brand endorsements and online live broadcasts. Destination spokesperson or city publicity officer, promoting the integration of virtual digital people and the cultural tourism industry. On June 22, Douyin masters Li Weike, Yi Shiqi, Xi and other virtual masters joined hands with the Dali state government to launch the Dali Yuan Universe version of the City Blockbuster, and created the topic Universe version of the City Blockbuster. The topic rushed to the day Douyin topped a hot search list in the same city, and the video had 4.45 billion views. The joint cooperation between virtual experts and the government provides a model and case for virtual digital people to help the transformation of the urban tourism industry, and accelerates the pace of the integration of the cultural tourism industry into the virtual world. It is said that this is not the first time that Li Weike has served as the spokesperson for urban destinations. As a virtual partner, he has made calls for endorsements in Hangzhou, Dali, Tibet and other places. It is reported that this is the first virtual digital human in the field of cultural tourism with a government background in China. Through virtual graphics, short videos and virtual live broadcasts, it has vigorously promoted the virtualization of cultural tourism IP, and used virtual technology to spread Chinese stories. Let the world see the new format and new power of China's technology plus cultural tourism in the new era. On July 21, Qingdao's first city recommendation officer digital person Qingdao Xiaoman was officially launched, and met with Qingdao citizens offline as the ambassador of Shannon cultural tourism. Xiaoman is proficient in various languages, and uses his knowledge and ability to serve the urban public. It assumes the role of tourist beacon for Qingdao's digital development, communicates with tourists in real time, solves their doubts, and becomes a virtual travel companion, and intimate friend of Qingdao tourists in many aspects, guiding users to appreciate the rich Qingdao culture and beauty. Food, helping cities better display and spread local culture. On July 27, the virtual digital human Xi became the promotion ambassador of Shanghai cultural tourism. In the future, it will strengthen the diversified interaction between Xi and users through real-time motion capture, virtual live broadcast and our interaction, and other digital technologies. Innovative production and promotion of material cultural heritage and urban cultural content, expanding digital application scenarios, adding new vitality and creating a new atmosphere for Shanghai's digital infrastructure. How virtual digital humans empower the cultural tourism industry. In the past month, we have found that the virtual digital people launched by the cultural tourism industry are emerging one after another. With the continuous integration of the metaverse into real life, the cultural tourism industry is also launching new tricks that meet the characteristics of young people, looking for new marketing and promotion breakthroughs. In the new era, the needs of youth and individuality are constantly highlighted, and the virtual digital human is a new product close to the young group. The integration of the cultural tourism industry and the virtual digital human has attracted the love of more young people. How to promote the development of the cultural tourism industry. Unique IP image, exclusive brand symbol, Taking the virtual digital human, as the ambassador of urban cultural tourism promotion as an example, the unique culture of the city needs to be transmitted and displayed through the media. Therefore, in the past, urban publicity and promotion mainly relied on traditional urban propaganda films and media publicity, etc., but advertising does not. Unique and the same urban promotional videos are also prone to visual fatigue. However, the virtual digital human itself is an exclusive symbol of a city. When I think of Xiaoman, the one who blurts out is the guide of Qinghai. When I mention Xi, I also think of it as the promotion ambassador of Shanghai cultural tourism. Compared with the traditional urban publicity method, the virtual digital human is more, it can form long-lasting memories of tourists. Often, what tourists remember is not the beautiful scenery of the tourist destination, but a unique sign that arouses interest. The virtual digital person itself is the carrier of a city's unique culture, the virtual asset of the city's brand, and the exclusive logo of a city's cultural tourism. The virtual tourism spokesperson of each region is launched according to the market trend and development direction of the region. The image, personality and content setting will fit the urban cultural connotation expressed by the city, such as Qingdao Xiaoman, which is the virtual spokesperson of fashion, vitality and digitization, and a brand new IP with distinctive Qingdao attributes that can demonstrate Qingdao's urban vision of vibrant sea capital, wonderful and pleasant city. On the basis of inheriting Qingdao's urban cultural tradition, within the wind of metaverse, Qingdao's urban cultural connotation is spread to the wider world. A guide for the integration of virtual and reality in the world of cultural tourism. The concept of metaverse led to the advent of the concept of virtual and real integration, which refers to the creation of new business formats through digital technology, and the reconstruction of people, objects and fields, thereby launching a new business model. The dissemination of the concept of virtual real integration has gradually expanded from economy and capital to culture and tourism, and major tourism industries have seized the new track in the virtual real integration field, providing new ideas, creating new space and extending development for the cultural tourism industry to break through the circle. Possible. At the same time, the upsurge of the metaverse has spurred the virtual digital human. The virtual digital human also plays the role of a pointing light in the world of virtual reality integration of culture, tourism, and virtual digital human. It provides tourists with intelligent services such as route planning, tourist information inquiry and scenic spot explanations, opening up a new immersive interactive experience in the scenic area. In addition, the virtual digital human can also be integrated into the cultural tourism promotional film as a narrator, getting rid of the previous mode of picture plus subtitle commentary, and can publicize the tourist destination by telling the virtual digital human's day and so on. As a value-added theme for cross-border cooperation and extension of the industrial chain, it brings a new experience to users and effectively improves the attractiveness and brand value of tourist destinations. The carrier and disseminator of traditional culture. The virtual digital human not only represents the gradual integration of the metaverse and the cultural tourism circle, but also carries the excellent traditional Chinese culture and promotes the spread of traditional culture. On the occasion of the International Museum Day, China's first virtual promotion official for Cultural and Expo, Wen Yaoyao, was launched. Wen Yaoyao, whose name comes from the peach yaoyao, scorching its flowers in the Book of Songs, has a double bun with a ball head, an elegant long skirt, and a silver sachet with imitation grape flowers and birds at the waist. It has a strong ancient atmosphere. It shows the profoundness and long history of Chinese excellent traditional culture. When Yaoyao stored the development history, cultural relics collection and cultural connotation of each museum, so she joined the China Cultural Relics Exchange Center on the same day, and cooperated with the curators of more than 10 provincial and municipal museums such as Jiangxi Provincial Museum, Gansu Provincial Museum, and Hebei Museum. dialogue to explain the cultural stories behind the treasures of the pavilion. In the future, he will also serve as a publicity ambassador for the cultural and expo session, going international for overseas visits and exchanges, and disseminating China's excellent communication culture. The first Homo sapiens I-11 of the National Expo is rooted in the cultural genes of the Chinese nation. She wears a plain and elegant skirt, red lips, and gold and silver hairpins in her hair, fully showing the gentle and soft image of women in the Han dynasty. It shows the charm of traditional Chinese clothing. I-11 is a special new employee of the National Expo and a young man of the new era, who spreads the spirit of the May 4th movement. In the video, the pure and beautiful I-11 changed the scene from the campus to Tiananmen Square and the National Museum after receiving the call. From the curatorial work department to the warehouse of the National Museum of China and finally to the Ancient China Exhibition Hall in the National Expo Center, due to the characteristics of the virtual Homo sapiens, the earrings and the cultural relics in the collection have a magical reaction, lighting up the cultural relics and making the cultural relics come alive. Wisdom integration and digital empowerment, whether it is the virtual propagandist Wen Yaoyao, or the virtual digital Homo sapiens I-11, has opened a new channel for the inheritance and dissemination of Chinese excellent traditional culture. I believe that in the future, they will be able to perform their respective duties, tell Chinese stories well, and spread Chinese culture. Virtual Digital Human, a new outlet for the future design and operation of cultural tourism IP. There has always been a saying in the travel circle, whoever wins IP wins the world. In the context of the epidemic, some tourist destinations with unique IPs have emerged from the sun, grown against the trend, and burst out with strong vitality and competitiveness. In the context of the development of the metaverse in the new era, will the combination of virtual digital and cultural tourism IP achieve the effect of 1 + 1 greater than 2? The answer is yes, but the integration and development of the virtual digital human, and the cultural tourism industry is still in its infancy, and there is still a long way to go. First of all, the cultural tourism IP needs to be highly recognizable, have the unique characteristics of the tourist destination, and at the same time fully absorb the regional characteristic culture. Therefore, the virtual digital human needs to have three-dimensional character modeling, that is, it represents the local iconic product, to form a unique local brand identity, so that tourists can form this image in their hearts to represent the region, and even form long-term memories. As early as 2021, in order to better support the publicity and promotion of Changsha's urban brand image, the Changsha Municipal Bureau of Culture, Tourism, Radio, Film and Television reached a cooperation with QQ Swanwu and held a cooperation release ceremony in May, and awarded QQ Swanwu's virtual idol star pupil the title of Changsha Intangible Heritage Cultural Tourism Promotion Ambassador. Innovatively interprets the urban characteristics of Changsha, and the traditional cultural charm of Hunan embroidery, deepens the cultural attributes of Changsha City, and creates a unique cultural symbol of Hunan embroidery. Secondly, it will form a diversified monetization ability to help the cultural tourism industry improve its commercial value. Cultural tourism IP has always been faced with the dilemma of low commercial value and difficult IP realization. However, after the integration of cultural tourism and virtual digital human, the realization of virtual digital human live streaming, brand endorsement, peripheral derivatives and other monetization methods provide new methods and new ideas for the realization of cultural tourism IP. On July 13, 2020, the virtual anchor by Susu appeared in the City Digital IP Image Live Show and Urban Virtual Live Room project as the city spokesperson. She cooperated with the real anchor to introduce the food beauty of Hangzhou in detail, and successfully drove the Hangzhou tourist destination. The development of Hangzhou cultural tourism has brought certain economic benefits to the realization of Hangzhou cultural tourism IP. The virtual digital person recommends local good things through live broadcast and brings goods, which to a certain extent gives full play to the brand value and monetization ability of virtual IP. Of course, cultural tourism IP also needs to form a diversified monetization model based on customer source conditions, product demand and its own development needs, and monetization paths to improve the commercial value and economic benefits of tourist destinations. Epilogue. The emergence of the metaverse has brought human beings into a world of virtual fusion, in which virtual digital humans also play an important role. In the future, with the improvement of the level of science and technology, the reduction of technical thresholds and the strengthening of the virtualization trend of the times, the development of virtual digital people will also enter a stage of rapid development, and the development space will become more and more extensive. Fusion is also more mature.